At every singles event, it's all women.
That's exactly
I don't want to do them anymore because it's so hard to get men to sign up. And I actually...
Dating as a relatively successful, very fit woman is incredibly difficult.
There is a problem with real-life dating events. Men are not showing up. Dating apps are on the decline.
I'm just wondering, out of sheer curiosity, I'm wondering if there are any men out there.
I'm gonna be 33 next month, and I'm just so tired.
There is a problem with real-life dating events. Men are not showing up. Dating apps are on the decline, but a growing number of Gen Z and millennial singles are turning to and creating in real-life dating events in search of something that apps no longer provide, a meaningful connection. Tickets almost always sell, but there's one key problem. Men are too scared to turn up. This is confusing because last year men heavily outweighed women on dating apps at 68%, and Ofcom found that on Tinder, men outnumbered women 3-1. So why are organizers handing out free tickets to get men to sign up? Well, I attended a few events to find out why. Some men told me the events can feel forced, others said it comes down to rejection and ego, some said vulnerability and confidence, and others spoke about the difficulty in knowing how to show up in modern dating due to the shift in expectations. Men are expected to pursue and approach women, and they're taught to be confident and charming and say the right things. But some men now fear coming across as sleazy or creepy. Others expressed how men are taught to not show sensitivity or vulnerability. But events like this mean putting yourself out there, which in turn can lead to rejection. And women have each other to confide in with things like this. But men, on the other hand, they're taught to just deal with it. So yes, men might not be showing up to singles dating events, but perhaps it's because they don't know how.
I want to give her some credits because she does have some things that she says which are true about this, right? She says that men aren't showing up to singles events because they don't know how. And there is some truth to that, but the thing is that a lot of men are confused about what the rules are now, right? For example, when you approach a woman today, you got to approach her, but don't make her feel uncomfortable. At the same time, you got to be a confident man, but you can't be too arrogant. Be vulnerable, but don't look too weak. When a man goes to a singles event, he's expected to take on all of the risk. And these are all things that men can just avoid by getting rejected for free at the mall or something. Why would they need to keep paying money to go to a place and then still get the same results? It doesn't make sense. You can't spend years telling men that they're replaceable, dangerous, creepy, unnecessary, or emotionally defective, and then act shocked when they stop volunteering to walk away into spaces where they feel unwanted. It doesn't make sense.
Someone answer to me, why is it so hard dating in 2026? Oh my gosh. I'm like in between like trying to date new people, but like new men are weird and it's like, I don't even want to deal with it. And then if I like recycle and go back into the recycling bin with someone I already dated, I'm annoyed with them. And I think about all the things that happened in the past. And then there's no in the middle. Like they ain't worth a damn. The new ones ain't worth a damn. So I might as well be single. And it's like, all right, I'm just going to focus on myself and be single. But then it's like, oh, wait, if you don't try, then no one's going to like date you. So now I'm like, what do you do? What do you do? Like, I just want to be single.
Okay, just watch this. Kendra G went hard promoting the singles lounge at InvestFest in Atlanta straight to women, telling them all the rich men making $100K a month would be there and that their husband just might be waiting inside. She partnered up with the event for the first time ever, hyping it as the spot where single people at InvestFest would gather and promising high earners galore. But look at the result. Almost no men showed, just a room full of women looking desperate. Of course that happened. When you advertise an event by saying, ladies, come find the rich men, no actual wealthy guy is walking into that trap. Kendra G was essentially lining women up to chase bank accounts while calling herself a dating expert, even though she has no husband or stable relationship to back it up. The whole pitch reeked of the same scam energy as those April Mason type setups, get the women in the room by dangling money, then watch the imbalance unfold. Real rich men in Atlanta don't need Kendra G or any conference to find women. Her heavy promotion just exposed how off the concept was from the start, turning the lounge into a predictable disaster full of liabilities instead of the wealthy men she sold.
Basically, she was out there feeding a bunch of women a false hope that a rich man is gonna come swoop them off their feet and save their lives. I mean, think about it. Like, imagine you yourself being a man and then you hear that these women are out there to get rich men only. Would you still want to go to such an event? Absolutely not, because their intentions is to get money. They want to be saved, okay? They're not really there for you. They're only there because they know what you have. Essentially, it's a lifestyle that these women are chasing that they cannot give themselves, but they want it at the expense of a man. So when Kendra G is out here promoting that there's gonna be rich men around, it's not true. That room was full of women.
I'm just wondering, out of sheer curiosity, and I mean absolutely no disrespect, I'm wondering if there are any men out there that don't drink, are not addicted to any substances, don't do drugs, don't smoke, that take care of their health and know how to regulate difficult emotions, are comfortable being open and vulnerable, and, you know how to take care of their life. I'm just curious. I'm just genuinely curious. So just trying to understand if that's like a realistic expectation I can have of a man that I would be interested in dating. So yeah.
At every singles event, it's all women.
That's exactly
I don't want to do them anymore because it's so hard to get men to sign up. And I had one a few weeks ago, and one of the guys was like, please do this again. This was awesome. I'm like, I will do it again if you promise, like, get friends to come. Like, it's so hard to get guys to sign up. And he's like, no, why would I want more competition?
Yeah.
But why? Like, I guess both perspectives. Like, what do you think? But also as a guy. So if you told me when I was 27, hey, there's a singles event where there's going to be 20 to 25 really cool women, I'd be like, yeah, like that's sick. Like, why would I not go? I go to the bar to meet the single woman.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I go to the singles event where they actually want to meet me too?
Yeah.
But as guys, why did we never go to them?
Yeah, doesn't it take away like the thing of rejection? Like,
well, my perspective was this. I feel like guys are super sensitive to get rejected. And when you go to a singles event, there's an expectation that you should hook up or you should like meet somebody.
Yeah.
And if you don't, it's like, oh, well, you got rejected. And maybe if you hit on somebody there and they don't like you, it's very in your face.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get rejected at a bar, it's so like sugar coated and so like
kind of disappear.
You can disappear or like just pretend like something happened. You could hide.
This whole idea about guys being sensitive because they're going to get rejected and that's why they don't go to single events is actually kind of nonsense. Because if you really think about it, way back then, way before even singles events was a thing, men were approaching women in the street and it was more pleasant, respectful. You actually had a good conversation with somebody without being afraid of being blasted. If men were really that terrified of rejection, they wouldn't be approaching women anywhere. The real issue is not that men are too sensitive. The problem is that these events usually aren't designed with men in mind at all. And the truth is the fact that these singles events are marketed towards women first. You know, like the vibe, the branding, the language, the setup. It feels like, ladies, come have a cute night, like, you know what I mean? And then hopefully we can convince some men to show up just so you can have some options. And then when the men don't come, it's that, oh, men are too scared to come to these events, blah, 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 blah. No one cares.